Hey guys, and welcome. So here we are. I'm not doing my face today this time, primarily because I just worked Super Bowl Sunday at my job. My body is like aching. I don't feel like showing you guys my tired face, so we're gonna have it like this today. So here we have Bermuda Triangle Mermaid Melody deck profile. It's been a while since I've done one. They just got some new support, which is PLON. So I figured it's about time that we recreate the new profile. So we're gonna start out with our grade 3s. This is Pawn. This is Star on Stage Pawn. She has a very unique skill, or I would say this is a very interesting upgrade to the clan. To the archetype. So her skill is, during each main phase and each battle phase, this unit gets all the abilities of all the cards with Melody not named Star on Stage Pawn in your soul. So pretty much if you have Melody units in your soul, she takes those abilities and makes them her own, and she will keep copying them. So then her other skill, which is once per turn, Counterblast, put a rearguard with Melody into your soul, draw a card, and if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you get an imaginary gift force, excel or protect. So that being said, this card can manipulate the excel and protect and force mechanic as you can stack up more and more, and pretty much that's the main focus of the card is being able to copy everything. I would say the secondary skill is not as important because it will probably either be dead or close to dead at that point, or be picking up a protect. To be honest, I've noticed I've faced spikes recently with this deck and I had to pick up protects just so I can deal with the force 1 force 2 type of styles. It was a lot easier to handle it with the protect in my hand, as it saved me a turn before I could actually kill my opponent. But yeah, so your main focus is you pretty much want to get as many grade 3s or grade 2s into soul that activate with this card and just kind of keep it going. All it does is copy other effects, but let's see what effects we need to copy to make her strong. We have our Sonata. Here she is. This is Colorful Pastoral Sonata. You'll notice that they are not from the same thing. Which is why I think this is interesting. I like that this is from Colorful Pastoral and that she's kind of her own thing. It just means that they can bring out more Melody cards in the future that are not specifically from Colorful Pastoral. It's just nice to see. 4 copies of Colorful Pastoral Sonata. Her skill is pretty simple. Vanguard, Rearguard. If you are doing anything, you pretty much get 5k. That's just like her main skill. This unit gets 5k, and this is shared with all your abilities. On top of that, she has a Vanguard skill. This is Counterblast, Soul Blast, reveal cards from the top of your deck. And until a card with Melody is revealed, call that card with Melody to rear and shuffle your deck. So primarily you focus on the 5k skill, but you can also activate her Vanguard skill as it gives you access to search more Melody units with the Counterblast and Soul Blast. This pretty much makes you get your Melody units as quickly as possible and get them out of your deck as quickly as possible. It's really, really strong card. We keep her at 4. There's no reason not to. She is a searcher. She is a beat stick. She does a lot for pretty much all melodies that are on the board, so you definitely want to have as many of these in soul to activate the skills and just keep going with them. We have Caro. This is Colorful Pastoral Caro. Caro's main focus is that she can make all your Melody rearguards boost. She also has a main Vanguard skill, but that won't activate as it's a when placed skill. So its main focus is that it can make your Melody units boost. On top of the fact they also get an extra 5k, meaning all your Melodies that boost, if you have a lot of these in soul, they can keep stacking their main attack power, just making them stronger and stronger. I put her at 3 because I don't think she's a main focus. She's important to have. Once she's in soul, you're solid. You have your Rearguard, Vanguard, it's attacking skills of boost with your Melody units. Going on, I run 2 copies of Colorful Pastoral Cannon. I do recommend, if you can find space in your deck, to put this at more if it's possible. The deck tight spaceness is it's very tight, meaning like you're gonna G-assist with your grade 1s and grade 2s probably if you're unlucky, as the main focus is the grade 3s. So there's a lot of grade 3s being run and very little grade 2s and grade 1s, causing it to kind of have like a really unbalanced ratio. Probably my least favorite part about the deck. I don't like that it's a little inconsistent in that sense, but this is your kind of like almost like a finisher. Once you have this in soul, you can Soul Blast 3 out, and your opponent has to guard with 2 or more cards from hand. This kind of just adds on to just add the aggression and power play of the Vanguard Rearguard skills with the 5k stacking, with your columns getting bigger and bigger. Along with that, she also has a soul charging skill just to give you that extra soul to keep it going. Be careful of decking out though, because it's a skill like when you place Melody units on. I don't think it's a must though. It's a may. You may soul charge. So just keep in mind, you'll be soul charging quite a bit, so just be careful of that. I run one Fina, mainly because I don't think her shield value skill is that relevant anymore. I think her second skill that says when the attack hits, if it hits or not, it'll still hit type of thing is not bad. But it gives all your units intercept at this point on, so once she's in soul, all your units have intercept now. She's not too bad, but the thing is by the time you get to her, you can't run 4 copies of this card because she's too slow. So even if you put her at 2, by the time you actually get her into soul, you're either on the verge of dying or dying. You usually want to kill your opponent. So this won't be that relevant anymore, in my opinion, but that's just me. So I keep her at 1 for now. It's just like a just in case type of throw-in type of thing. Last card for the grade 3s is we have Colorful Pastel Serena. Serena's really good as you can counterblast 3, bring stuff back from your drop zone to your hand, like melody units and stuff like that. On top of that, she also has a Vanguard Rearguard skill. It says when attack hits, she lets you draw if you have 4 or less cards. It's also really nice if you're starting to deplete. You put her at 1 because she's not a main unit that you want to see in your soul, and once you have 1, you don't really need any more. Whereas with the Caro and the Sonatas, you can have multiple copies and just keep stacking the numbers. And with the Cannon, you just want to see her sooner, so you put her at 2 copies or 3 copies or 4 copies. But this copy, once you don't, this isn't gonna change your game plan too much, but it's nice to have for like really emergency type situations. Next, we have 4 copies of the From Colorful Pastel Grade 2 Sonata. We're now in the Grade 2s. So this is a really similar skill to the regular Sonata. The only difference is like she's just a 5k. It's a 5k when you attack Vanguard, so if you attack Vanguard, you get another 5k. This is kind of where I differentiate a little bit from other people, but I run 1 copy of From Colorful Pastel Kanan, the Grade 2 version. The reason being is that in case you get an XL2 marker, putting this down on the XL2 marker will probably finish the game. You soul charge and your opponent has to guard with 2 cards. If this card is attacking, chances of numbers are really high. On top of the fact that your opponent has a guard restrict on this too. In case you don't get to your grade 3 Conan in time or whatever, you just want another annoying attack. I put this in for that Excel marker attack. I also run 4 copies of Lieselot. Lieselot is a really good rush play, just a really overall good card to have in the clan. In this deck particularly, you can top deck your melodies early on to get them into soul quicker and just kind of get your engine rolling as quickly as possible. That's the main focus. The other thing is you can actually replenish your soul this way as well, as Lieselot's skill lets you put stuff into soul. The skill is top, you look at top card, you place it down on the board, or you put it into soul. So it's a really nice overall card. It's pretty much a staple in almost every Bermuda deck. It's really rare when you don't run this card, but there are some rare occasions, but for the most part, everybody puts this at 4. It's like a what are you doing with your life if you don't have it at 4? She's just a really good early rush play. She's also can be used on your grade 1 turn, so you can activate this grade 1. Just keep in mind, make sure you have a grade 2 before you place this down. So yeah, 4 copies of Lieselot. Next, we're going into our grade 1s. You want to have 4 copies of Sierre. As I've discussed earlier, the deck space is really tight. You must have this card, as this lets you search for grade 2s, grade 3s, pretty much your main searcher. On top of that, she does have a secondary skill. If she's behind a rear guard, like say she's right here, the opponent can no longer attack this card anymore. Just really nice. It's just extra annoyance. Your opponent has to attack Vanguard, which gives you counterblast that you can then use to do stuff with. So very interesting card. Very good searching card. You definitely want it. Next, we have our new addition, or part of our new addition, is Pretty in Blue Nipe. So she is your other searcher now. Pretty much what she does, and let me read this because it's been a while. If you and your opponent Vanguards have the same grade, you make Soul Blast for the cost of this ability. But her skill is when placed, Counterblast. Look at top 7 cards from your deck, reveal up to a total of 2 cards with melody and the different card names from among them. Put 1 card into your hand, put the other one to soul, and shuffle your deck. So this is another way to search. I think it's a really easy search. It's just the 1 Counterblast. You have to be on the same grades. If you are, then boom, you can put stuff into soul, put stuff into your hand. It really amplifies quickly, especially if you have it pop off when you go second. If you get this on your second turn, or going second, you will activate. Oh wait, no. Yeah, if you get this one going second, you guys are both on grade 1, so you can kind of just go crazy with it. And then on top of that, later on, if you guys are both in the same grade, you can also go crazy with it. The fact that it has the same grade skill is really nice, because there's other cards like Pacifica Searchers that literally indicate you have to be on grade 1 or else it just doesn't activate. But this one is literally just like free. It's like, yeah, if you guys are both in the same grade, have fun, go search. And the fact that you can Soul Blast for the cost instead of Counterblast is just really nice. Lastly, I do run one special message Aurora. Just think overall this card's good. I like this card in all my decks, not just this one particularly. I know I only run it here. It's just another extra Vanguard Rigor skill. Just if you really need the extra draw, this is really nice. It's also a good way to just go through your deck a little faster. If you're looking for something particular, the skill is 1 place, draw a card, discard. Very simple card, but very good simple card, especially in the Bermuda engine. Going into our triggers. It's up to you how you want to do it. Right now I'm rolling with 2 draw, 2 crit for the Sentinels. I think the extra 2 crits is nice, kind of needed if you really want to push your opponent to their death, especially since the chances of you dying is really, really likely. Along with that, we of course have our crits. We have our crits here, so you want to make sure you're running your 8 regular crits, and then you're running your heals. So this is a 10 crits, 2 draw, 4 heal type of deck. You can choose to run the 4 draw. I don't think it'll hurt you. It kind of depends to you. I'm currently trying this out. This is like where I'm at with it. If you want to experiment with all 4, go for it, or the other way around. Lastly, you want your starter, your quick shield, and all that fun stuff. Going into our Force 1 and Force 2 Force 1, Force 2 gift conversation. In this case, Force 2 is usually the better option as you gain numbers really high. The only time you want to go Force 1 is if you're hard whiffing. Like if you're just not landing your Sonatas, you're just not seeing anything, go Force 1 to just add the pressure. You can start attacking rear guards. You go Force 2 when you already have like 2 or 3 Sonatas into your soul or Karos or anything that just pretty much adds pressure and power. I mean that anything that adds power, you start going Force 2. You have no concerns whatsoever. Force 2 is the way to go as it adds pretty intense pressure to your opponent as every attack is between 40 to 50k and it just keeps getting higher with more Sonatas and things that are in your board, in your soul. It just keeps stacking. It gets pretty crazy, and obviously Force 2 is the better route. Force 1 is definitely more for the slow game. Force 2 is for the I want to end this as soon as possible game. So yeah, those are your triggers. I mean, those are your gifts. Of course, the clan also has access to, for the Excel 1, Excel 2 Protect. I would definitely, if you had to pick a Protect, I would go Protect. I don't have it right now, but this Protect 2, but go Protect 1. And then for Excel markers, you definitely want to go Excel 2 for that extra draw. You might, oh, here's the Protect 1. But you might be able to get away with going Excel 1. I don't really see a reason to, unless you just have a fat hand somehow, which is unlikely because the deck is pretty glass cannon. If there's any deck that's a glass cannon, it's definitely the Melody decks. The Melody decks are probably the #1 for glass cannon. They really don't draw too much. They're all about that power. You want to go for that extra draw. Because the more ways, the quicker you can get to your Melodies, the more you can do, and the faster you'll end the game. Pretty much it. The deck is extremely straightforward, and once you have one copy of this, you can start focusing here. That's pretty much the main game plan. Is you get your pawn, you get your pieces in your soul, and then you get your rear guards out on the board, and then you attack, and then you pretty much just get like a marker up here somewhere, and then you put a rear guard on that marker, and then you just want to pretty much end the game with all these fat columns. That's your main focus. I know I'm not really explaining it too well, but it really is no like rocket science type of thing here. It's a pretty straightforward deck, which I don't know if I like or dislike, because I feel like the deck used to have a lot more flavor before, but ever since Pawn got put in, it just lost its flavor, in my opinion. I just think it's way less fun now, and there's always a game plan. The game plan is Pawn, whereas before the game plan could have been a lot more of kind of like a unique style. But it is what it is. It is a deck that's very propelling in power, which I enjoy. I like that. It's very propelling in power. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really don't have much else. I just wanted to get this deck out for you guys to start experimenting, start trying out things. I know my Melody decks had a lot of traction. They definitely had views, so I thought I'd get this out with you guys as soon as possible. Of course, you can experiment with the numbers of grade 3s. I'm a little scared. I don't like geosysting, so I like to avoid geosysting as much as possible. But if you like being daring, I would recommend putting in some more grade 3s and taking out a grade 1 and a grade 2 slot, as that's usually how people run it. I run it at 9 and 9, I believe, but most people run it at 8 and 8. 8 grade 1s, 8 grade 2s. If you want to experiment with that, go for it. I keep it at 9, which means I have 2 less grade 3s than other people. Primarily, people run an extra Fina or they run an extra cannon. If you do decide that you want to go down that route, some people run all 4 of the Karos and all 4 of the Sonatas. It's kind of really up to you. I would recommend, if I really had to pick one, it might be, and I'm still testing, it might be 4 Sonata, 4 Karo, and 4 of the cannon. I feel like that would be the best game plan, but that's just me. I don't think Fina is necessary. I don't think Serena is that necessary. But oh, and of course 4 of these. So it's a lot of grade 3s. That's a lot of grade 3s. But yeah, 4 of these. Maybe drop the con into 2 or something like that. But I think that would be the best play. But that's just me. I'm still experimenting. I'm giving you guys more of like a rainbow experiment to try out, so you guys can see how the deck works with every type of melody, and then you guys can start kind of throwing in your own stuff or taking stuff in, taking stuff out. I gave you the main focus of the deck, and then you guys can start playing around from there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me quickly switch on over here. I won't be showing my face for long. Hi, I'm back. I'm a little tired, so sorry. I mainly just wanted to give a shout out to whoever Whaley is. Whaley over here. This way. Wow, Whaley is right there for adding on to my sub count. I appreciate you. Welcome to the life of the OuterOrange and her peels and her orange peels. Welcome. I just wanted to thank you so much for joining in, and I'll see you guys next time in another future video, probably another Bermuda Triangle video, since I'm about halfway through, maybe a third of the deck pros that I personally want to showcase. I'm trying to get these out for you guys as soon as possible, as Overdress is coming soon, and I want to give you guys time to experiment before everything just flip-flops and goes crazy. But yeah, that's why I'm releasing these as quick as possible. I haven't been able to test everything to its 100%. That's why the deck profiles are not perfect, but they are enough to where you can take them and experiment with them. So yeah, anyway guys, peace out. Do svidaniya. See you guys next time. Bye!